We now go to the welcome slide. I will say good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. We are so glad you are here, whether you're joining us on the sanctuary or online. And for those of us in person, let's turn to the back and wave hello, good morning, to camera number 1. That would be great. Thank you. Today, it is all about community, intentional community. The how and why we gather in this sacred space and why we call ourselves a congregation, a spiritual community. We will honor our youth as they reach a milestone in their lives. We will honor the recipient of this year's Mighty Oak for all the contribution over the years they have provided to UUCS. And we will honor our entire community through the potluck luncheon and cake, which was provided by the transition group in the fellowship hall after the service. I am Sarah Pickett, your homilist today, while Reverend Monica takes a short break due to a medical procedure. And she wanted me to report that everything went fine, no complications, it was all easy. She's just home, resting and relaxing, and a relief to her as well as to us. She will return June 14th for our Glitter Sunday as we celebrate Pride Month. June 14th is also our annual business meeting where we conduct the business of our congregation, our gathered community. Today, Brenna Norville is our celebrant, Marsha Christensen is providing our music, Molly Brown, our Lifespan Religious Education Director, will be telling the Time for All Ages story. Joan Sembridge is our Lifeline's lay minister. Megan Schendel and John Schinberg are back on the AV table. Doc Hadley, of course, created the slides. And there are the many volunteers who weekly serve as hosts, and also all of you who, at least once a year, serve the coffee service. So thank you. It takes a community to organize weekly and provide a Sunday service, and it takes a community to provide as well as engage in everything that goes on here at UUCS. So thank you for your presence here today, for your involvement in maintaining this vibrant community, and thank you for engaging in all the ways you are becoming you. And now, let's all take a deep breath in and out and know that we are here and no place else. Let us enter into a time of worship together. Please rise in body, in voice, or in spirit and join in singing our gathering hymn. It's number 1008, When Our Heart is in the Holy Place, in the Teal Handbook, and they'll also be up on the slides.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our stories, each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we see our voices in each other's words. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our hearts stirs within, and we feel the power in each other's faith.
May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected and mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other. Please join me as we recite our affirmation together. The words are projected here and are printed in your order of service. Love is our doctrine, compassion is our way. Here we seek to create a joyful home for free religious exploration, build a community of caring fellowship, nurture the hopes, and serve the needs of our world. We light this chalice for the courage to reach toward one another in a world that often teaches separation, fear, and disconnection. May we remember that none of us are meant to carry life alone. If hell is disconnection, then perhaps may we remember that none of us, then perhaps heaven is found here, in community, in compassion, in the simple act of being present for each other. May this flame remind us that even small moments of connection can light the way through darkness. Each week we light 3 chalices. The first one for this congregation, the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem. The second for our partner church in Szymon-Falva, Transylvania. And the third for our children and youth in lifespan religious education and in the world at large.
And we have yet another memorial candle to light. We seem to be lighting several of them this year. Today we are lighting one in honor of Marilyn, let me get the name correct. Sorry, Marilyn Sander, who passed away on May 18th. She was a UUCS member here who recently was living up in Lake Oswego, but had been planning to join the women's retreat in June. So her passing was rather sudden and not expected. Her friends and family gathered on May 23rd to remember her there in Lake Oswego, as we do today. Thank you.
Please join me in singing our flames into life.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
Good morning. Can we please have everybody young or young at heart come join us up front? Good morning. There's a lot of you this morning. Hello. Come on up. Hi there. Good morning. Welcome. Hi, today I have a story for you, and then we are going to do our milestone ceremony right afterwards. Good morning. Look at all of you. That makes me so happy that you're all here. This story is called At the City Gates, from 100 Wisdom Stories from Around the World. Long ago, in a faraway town, an old woman used to sit at the city gates, watching the travelers passing through and sometimes engaging them in conversation. One night, when it was growing dark, a traveler came along, weary from a hard day's walk. "Excuse me," he said to the old woman, "but I am looking for a place to rest, and I wonder, can you tell me what the people are like in this town?" The woman smiled, and in reply, she asked him a question of her own. We have had a weary journey," she commented, "and you must be feeling weary. Where do you come from?" Sorry, allergies. A little surprised by her question, the traveler told her the name of his hometown. "Michester," he said. The woman was interested. "Oh," she smiled. "Oh, and what are the people like in Michester?" "Oh," replied the traveler, "you wouldn't believe how awful people are in Michester. They don't care if you are hungry or thirsty. They wouldn't even pass the time of day with you. And if you ask for help, they turn away or deliberately send you in the wrong way. They are rude and unfriendly in the extreme." "My word," replied the old woman. "Well, I'm afraid I have bad news for you. The people here in this town are very much like the people in Michester. I don't think you would like them very much." The traveler was disappointed. "Oh, well," he sighed, "I guess I'll move on then." A short time passed, and soon another traveler arrived at the city gates. He saw the old woman sitting there, smiled, and approached her. "Excuse me," he said, "but I am looking for a place to rest, and I wonder, can you tell me what the people are like in this town?" The woman smiled back at him, and again asked him a question of her own. "You have had a long journey," she commented, "and you must be feeling weary. Where do you come from?" "I come from Michester," he told her. "And what are the people like in Michester?" the woman continued. "Oh, they are so kind," the traveler replied. "I like them a lot. They are always friendly, ready to help each other, and generous to a fault." "Well," the woman told him, "I think you will find a warm welcome here in this city. The people here are very much like the people in Michester." The end. Okay. Today we have a milestone ceremony for everybody that is graduating or moving on from like kindergarten, preschool, middle school, or high school, or moving on to something, a new journey in life. So if all of you would like to stand up that are doing a milestone like that and line up right here. Look at all of you. Yeah. Yeah, this is amazing. He can stand with you. That's okay. Yep, that's all right. Today we gather in love and community to celebrate a beautiful milestone in the lives of our children and youth. Each of these young people brings light, joy, and wonder to UUCS, and today we honor their growth and the exciting journey ahead. Okay. Yeah, we're going to hand you a little gift, and I'm going to say a little something to you, okay? Today, we celebrate you in your new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Okay. There you go. Today, we celebrate you in this new step into a new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Okay. Hi. There you go. Today, we celebrate you as you step into a new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Today we celebrate you in the step into a new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Congratulations. Today we celebrate you in this step into a new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. There you go. Special little thing. There. Hi. Hi, guys. You want to pick one? Today we celebrate you as you step into this new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy, and know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Today we celebrate you in this step into your new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. I'm so excited for all of you. Today we celebrate this step into your new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Today we celebrate you in this step as you step into this new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Today we celebrate you as you step into this new chapter. We are grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. And today we celebrate you as you step into this new chapter. We are so grateful for the light you bring to our UUCS community. May you move forward with courage, kindness, curiosity, and joy. Know that you are deeply loved, and this community will always be cheering you on. Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat. Yes, congratulations, everybody. And if we can all say the last part together to them, that's right, the words are right up here on the screen, on the bottom. May each of our children and youth continue to grow in love, wisdom, and wonder. We celebrate who they are and who they are beginning. Blessed be, and congratulations to all of our honorees. All right, if you can stand up in the middle to create the love arch, we'll be on our way. Thank you. Good job, you guys.
Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you. Wherever you walk, walk in love. Wherever you walk, walk in peace. Wherever you walk, walk in beauty all around you. Our hearts go with you.
Dell Ford, Vice Chair of the Board, Head of the Coordinating Council, and a member of the transition group, is going to come up and help me present the Mighty Oak to this year's recipient. The Mighty Oak Award is to be awarded at the annual appreciation gathering today. This was started in 2021 by a task force including the Reverend Rick Davis, Janet Stevens, and Barbara Seven Bowes. It is chosen through a collaboration of the Nominating and Talent Development Committee, the Shared Ministries Committee, and the board. As the Shared Ministries Committee is not fully established, the transition group was asked to step in and include to help make the final decision. The members of the transition group include Reverend Monica, myself, Sarah Pickett, Dell Ford, Lynn Cardiff, who I think is out there, Joel Martin, who was unable to make it today, Gil Nicholson Nelson, and Anna Talley, who is helping with coffee service today. Much like the mighty oaks that used to be all along the Willamette Valley and are still in our backyard, the Bateman Woods, the Mighty Oak Award is to be given to a person or couple who have shown great generosity, commitment, dedication, and enthusiasm for UUCS, its ministries, and its congregants. Their names are placed on a plaque that states, "The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Salem thanks you for your loving care and enduring generosity. You will live in memory as a mighty oak." Dell Ford will now tell who the previous recipients were and who is being honored today. Dell?
Well, as you know, Vicki Cunningham is this year's recipient of our Mighty Oak Award. Before presenting the award, I want to share a little bit about her story. Vicki was raised in a family with 7 siblings and attended a Catholic school in Mount Angel. The family attended church every Sunday and said rosary every night after dinner. When Vicki was around 16, she began questioning her Catholic faith. At one point, one of her teachers, a priest actually, gave her a book and some lessons which encouraged his students to think for themselves, to look at faith in other ways. Vicki says, "That lit up my head." By the time Vicki was in college at Oregon State, she found that she couldn't continue going to church, which was a very difficult decision. However, in time, she discovered that some of her siblings had also questioned their faith and found she wasn't alone. Along the way, Vicki met Frank. He's here today, too. They married in a Methodist church, moved to Drain, Oregon, and had 2 children. Feeling a bit isolated in this small community, she contemplating a spiritual future, Vicki reached out to a sister who was attending a UU church in Portland. She discovered that there was actually a church by mail. This was called the UU Church of the Larger Fellowship and was sponsored by the Unitarian Universalist Association. She immediately subscribed, and she was sent a newsletter with 4 sermons each month, along with helpful tips about things to do with her children. The church by mail, she said, was a lifesaver. She subscribed to the church by mail for 3 years while living in Drain from 1987 to 1990. In 1990, Frank's work brought them to Salem, where they bought a few acres north of Kaiser, a few lovely acres north of Kaiser. Vicki found part-time jobs with schools and eventually returned to college to earn a teaching license. And at that same time, she also found us, the Salem UUs, in the form of the First Unitarian Society of Salem, Oregon, called FUSO, which was the church that was located on 19th Street. Vicki exclaimed, "I was so happy to hear an adult voice talking about ideas and thrilled to learn about the religious education program." Vicki soon began volunteering, and over the next 7 years, she taught RE and became co-editor of the twice-a-month newsletter. And some of us can relate to this. She says she remembers putting the newsletter on a floppy disk and bringing it into the office to be printed. So this was the beginning of a lifetime of volunteering to the benefit of our congregation as we transitioned from the FUSO on 19th Street to the UUCS right here on Center Street. In 2005 to 2008, Vicki chaired the Religious Education Committee. In 2006, she became a board member. In 2007, she served as vice chair of the board. And in 2008, she served as chair of the board. And then 2009, she served on the board as the past chair. Then in 2010, she served for 3 years on the nominating committee. And then in 2013 to 2018, for 5 years, she participated and facilitated Pi Day. Do people remember Pi Day? Well, this is quite an amazing feat. She said, at first the goal was 100 good neighbor pies. Then up to over 200 pies in 2018, made by a crew of 24 on the Saturday before Thanksgiving. 200 pies in one day. Amazing. And she said, in addition, the gluten-free gang made 15 gluten-free pies. And then, as you know her now, she's chair of the communications team, which started in 2013. So for the last 13 years, Vicki has chaired the communications team. And as you know, that's the team that's responsible for our monthly newsletter, our weekly announcements, our website, our Facebook, all of our publicity, all of that. So she's been doing that, holding that down, and doing a fantastic job for the last 13 years. And then other things she's been involved in are committees that have, one of the committees designed the chalice logo that we have on our badges and our communications and all of that, which are absolutely wonderful. In 2015, she was on a task force that did a sort of complicated task of transferring all the website information from the old program to the new one. And then she was involved in a committee that created our tagline that we still use: diverse people, diverse beliefs, one community. And then kind of recently, in 2022, she worked with the vice chair of the board to create the Service as a Spiritual Practice brochures for the teams. So as you can see, she's done a lot for our congregation. And so we wanted to honor her today by awarding the Mighty Oak Award. And some of you have seen this in Hanneman Hall. This is the plaque. It's a beautiful plaque that lists all the Mighty Oak Award winners. And I want to read those to you. Elsa and George Struble in 2021, and they're sitting right here. So they were the first couple to get this award. Joe Bateman in 2022, Tom Lansfield in 2023, Reverend Rick Davis in 2024, last year Lorna Youngs in 2025, and we actually have added Vicki's name for this year for 2026. So I'd like for Vicki to come up and get this award. She said her story was very accurate, so I'm very relieved. And so I wanted to present these flowers also for you. And I think Vicki wanted to say a few words.
What a wonderful opportunity to work with so many talented and giving people here. It was, just from the very get-go, people being very welcoming and allowing us to use our gifts as we saw fit, and I really appreciated it. I really have a shout out for my former Pi Day people. That was so fun. And also for my current and past communications teams members like George and Elsa, and the talented group who is putting it together now, including Megan, who's in the front office right now, and I don't see anybody else out there. Oh, there you are. Okay, so thank you all. And it's a great honor. I really appreciate it. Looking at that list of names up there, hard to believe mine's gonna go up there too. So thank you, and just thank you. Bye-bye. Let me introduce my family, who's taking up this whole first row here. Frank Cunningham, my husband of almost 50 years. We're getting there. His sister, Georgia, a good friend. My sister, Ann, who is the sister who introduced me to Unitarian Universalism. Thank you, Ann. My sister, Kathleen, my older sister. We won't say old sister, no. But she's the one who taught me the violin and also said bedtime stories to all of us younger kids. So really important. And then Diana, my daughter, who some of you know because she attended here and now is attending up in Vancouver. Thanks for coming, Diana. And my son, Alan, is probably off chasing his 3 boys with his wife, Ashley, so could not attend. But thank you all.
There we go. This thing can give you a headache if you leave it on all the time. So I'm going to do a song. You know how I am here, you guys. I need you to help on the refrain. I didn't have the words up there. The words are pretty easy. So I'm going to do the verses, and when I do the refrain the first time, I want you to listen. You'll catch it just like that, okay? Jesus spoke, entreating them to live together in a great circle of love. And when his followers asked him then who should be included, Jesus said, let everybody, this is your part, everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Want to do it again so you catch it? All the words, it's so hard. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody into the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in us outside till revolution sweeps across the land and the people all stand and the common folk cry, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a class or creed. Sometimes a circle is made of only men until Susan B. Anthony says, what about me? Let me in, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Sometimes a circle is a privileged thing, excluding people for the color of their skin, until the voice of Martin Luther King says, let freedom ring, let them in, let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle, everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle, gay and straight, rich and poor, whole and broken, open up that door. The more we are, the greater we become, and after all, we all are one. Bring in the people, but don't stop there. Bring in the fish in the sea and the birds in the air. Bring in the rivers wide and the mountains tall. We go together or not at all. Let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody in, everybody in, everybody in the circle, circle. Everybody, 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 everybody in the circle, circle. Good job, you guys.
Good morning. I'm Joan Stembridge, one of our Lifelines lay ministers. Lifelines lay ministers are members of UUCS who are here to help people in times of need. We can be identified by our lavender stoles and badges. You can reach out to us by visiting the Lifelines table in Hanneman Hall each Sunday after the service, or by using the contact information on the order of your service in the back. Each week we gather for worship. We share the joys and the sorrows of members of this community. We know that joys shared are often magnified as we celebrate together, and sorrows shared may be lightened as we are reminded that we are not alone. As I read them, we will light a candle to symbolize the truth that is shared, and to remind us that what we hold together brings more of the light and understanding and compassion to us all. We have a number of, combined joys and sorrows today. All right, we'll start with Lucia, and it's a little bit of both. A dear friend's brother, Neil, passed away yesterday and is needed, love and healing is needed by their family. Thank you. And a joy from Margaret Gregg. It is a great joy to be back with our beautiful UU friends again after being away for 6 long weeks. Absence has made my heart grow fonder and more grateful for all of you special people. And a joy from Barbara Stebbin Bose. After getting bucked off a horse on Memorial Day, spending several days in the trauma unit at Salem Hospital, I am so happy to report no broken bones, just really sore. It is wonderful to be on my feet with you. Just know I'm very slow. And Barbara, thank you for coming today. And one last one who's again joy and sorrow from Gigi Holland. In March, our dear nephew died from complications of a brain tumor at age 62. Yesterday, Kevin's memorial service was attended by over 100 people, which was a delightful surprise. Kevin had some challenges, but he was so well loved, and his church gave him a beautiful tribute. It was a beautiful day, and just perfect to send off a beautiful soul. And we have one final candle to remind us of all the joys and sorrows carried in this community, which remain unspoken in our hearts. Thank you.
A meditation on community is a mindfulness practice designed to cultivate connection, gratitude, and empathy towards others. It helps dissolve feelings of isolation by focusing on our shared humanity. Sit comfortably, close your eyes if you'd like, and take a deep breath in and out. And again, in and out, feeling your body settle. Bring to mind a group of people in your life. Picture your immediate circle, family or close friends, and gradually expand your focus to your neighbors, co-workers, this community here at UUCS, and other communities that you feel a part of. Think how these individuals support you and how you support them. Extend silent gratitude for the ways you are all interconnected. Now consider someone in your community you may not know well, or even someone you occasionally disagree with. Recognize that they have their own goals and struggles just as you, and send them compassion for what they are going through. Now, refocus on your breath, breathing in and out, and bring your awareness back to this room and flutter your eyes open. May all be filled with loving kindness. May all be well. May all be peaceful and at ease. May all be happy.
What wondrous love is this, oh my soul,
I am a member of UUCS. I am a DSP, a direct support professional. I am a member of St. Paul's Ringers. I am part of a grief class at St. Paul's. I am a CASA, a court-appointed special advocate volunteer. I am a member of a connections group. All of these are my communities. There are many more communities that I have belonged to that have helped shape the person that I am. My communities are places that I have chosen to be and always fill my bucket. My communities define me and give me something to do. Most of my groups are once a week. Connections are unfortunately once a month. I get to see my people at Bell's. Our director doesn't like us to talk during rehearsals, but we often do before or after. Playing Bells gives me a chance to get the creative part of my brain working. We are also a ministry to the church and to each other. We share our need for prayers and give hugs and kind words to each other. Most of us have rung together for many years and know each other quite well. I became a DSP in October after retiring from a 28-year career working in the schools with students in special education. I got to attend a conference recently that brought all the DSPs in Salem together, and I found more of my people. We are alike in our relentless dedication to our clients, who all, to varying degrees, have extraordinary abilities. Each week I meet my client, an 8-year-old boy that I've known for several years, at his home, and together we go on outings. His family has adopted me as his honorary grandma and fills a void with unexpected grandma opportunities. Being a CASA has also given me grandma opportunities as well. My CASA child is quite young and needs all the love and nurturing that she can get, and I am more than willing to help in that regard. People who become CASAs come from all walks of life and are a wide range of ages. But we are united by our love and passion for advocating for kids in foster care through the court system. I got to attend a volunteer appreciation event recently where I met many other CASAs and found that we are more similar than we are different. After losing my dad in May of 2023, I joined a grief support group at St. Paul's. Then I lost a 16-year-old girl in September of 2023 that I helped care for, as she was extremely medically fragile. Then my mom passed in June of 24. It has been a difficult 3 years, and I've stayed part of the grief group ever since. In this group, we talk and we support each other. We share hugs and sometimes food that we bring. New people come and are quickly welcomed into our group that none of us signed up for. I have been a member of UUCS for 11 years. The very first time I visited, Reverend Rick made a beeline to me within about 5 minutes of entering the sanctuary. I felt so welcome and at once fell in love and knew that I was home. In my 11 years at UUCS, I have been on the membership team, the nominating committee, connections group, and now the worship team. I've made many good friends with quite a few people in this congregation, and I've kept some remarkably close friendships with several people in my connections group. I am grateful for all the communities that I am part of and would not be the person that I am today if not for the love, support, and friendship that I've received from people who are very dear to me.
Thank you, Brenna. So far in this service, we have looked at community. How through community we feel the interdependence of our lives with the great mystery of the universe, as well as with each other as humans, through the simple act of being present with each other. We have noticed the telling of At the City Gate story that so often our own worldview influences our experiences. That with that comes the power within us to alter how we interact with one another, to increase the potential for a positive outcome of our experience, which in turn can influence another's experience, which in turn may influence the worldview for a larger group of people, for a community. In this community today, we have honored milestones of our ever-growing youth and blessed them on their journey onward. We have honored and thanked one of our own community members, Vicki Cunningham, for the nurturing and support she has offered in a variety of capacities throughout the years and continues to do so. And Brenna has reminded us through her reflection how the varied communities in which we interact can both help support us in hard times as well as help us become kinder and wiser people. Not every community is going to fit your needs all the time. You have the right, as well as the responsibility, to decide if whatever community you are in is helping you for what you need at the moment. If it is, that's great, and you can support it with your talents and gifts, as well as learn and grow yourself. If it isn't, that's okay too. Look within and decide, is this right for me right now? Do I need a break or a change? It is a gift to know both when to leave and when to stay. Sometimes you might think you need to leave, and then sometimes just the act of letting go of your expectations allows a certain relaxation into how things actually are at the moment, and you find you don't need to leave at all. The sense of being part of a community is more gratifying and more fulfilling than the sense of having everything go your way all the time. In many ways, this is like a family, isn't it? An extended family. More and more, the term family can express definition of many types of groupings of people, from biological family, multi-generational households, blended families, chosen families. Within the last 30 to 40 years, UUA has at times brought forth the idea of congregations engaging in a program called Extended Families. This program focused on connecting people not just by blood or legally, but by trust, shared values and interests, and caring for one another. UUCS has been involved with this program at least twice, the last time during Reverend Rick's tenure, and at least part of one extended family still gets together to support each other through life events. During Marge French's celebration of life, we heard someone from her extended family speak of the meaning of being in this type of community, brought both to Marge as well as to her friend who was sharing the story. The idea behind this intentionally formed community was to nurture one another through involvement in activities together, giving each other support through life events and building long-lasting friendships. These extended families weren't made up of people who were totally alone in the world, although they may not have close family members near them due to age, living situations, or family disputes. Because of life circumstances, they may have felt alone, but sometimes members just needed another outlet of support outside of their group that they called family. That's why the name, extended family. Some of us are exploring bringing this program back to UCS community and developing new extended family groups for those who wish to participate. This is still in the evolutionary stage, but do stay tuned as the first level may be coming in the fall. Essentially, it is an idea around how do we make meaning in our lives. One way of doing that is through communities and through intentional gatherings. In a way, it is why we use the term congregation. Here in the U.S., the independent Puritans who started the Congregational Church in New England used to talk about gatherings, the gathering of community, an intentional spiritual gathering of congregants who join together under a covenantal agreement with the power to choose their own minister. When both the Unitarians and Universalists formed their own respective denominations, they kept this notion of congregational polity and have continued it since the merger to become Unitarian Universalists. On one level or another, we likely have all come to UCS in part because we understand the need for nurturing our souls through connections with one another, through gatherings together and feeling a sense of community, of belonging. Recently, there's been a book discussion group that has focused on how intentionally crafted gatherings can inspire and spark the creativity within us, as well as provide a sense of peace and belonging. The discussion focused on the book, The Art of Gathering, How We Meet and Why It Matters, by Priva Parker. We talked about the importance of community and building community. We talked about what it means to be an effective host versus guest, and especially what it means to be a gracious guest. The discussion sparked an interest in many about looking at potential ways of creating more intentionally meaningful gatherings at UUCS, both from a business standpoint as well as a meaningful interpersonal connection standpoint. We are going to continue this discussion in August or September with the reading of How We Show Up, Reclaiming Family, Friendship, and Community by Mia Birdsong. There will be publications about this and how you can sign up. You can also just contact me and I can put you on a list. Being part of a community is difficult. We all have our own needs, and then to be aware of another's needs just adds a layer of complexity. And then if you add onto that a specific reason or task for the community, it can triple the complex social and interpersonal interactions just to complete the presumed agreed upon end product. This is probably why the joke was created that a perfect committee is made of 3 people with 2 home sick. However, when you find the communities that are right for you, you will know. You will feel at home and be willing to do what it takes to keep engaging and supporting the bigger whole. Intentional communities such as UUCS can help us remember that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but spiritual beings having a human experience. And for that, we gather together and are patient with one another along the journey.
We support UUCS through our pledges, time, and connections with one another. We support the Salem community through donations to the Marion Polk Food Share, and for the fifth Sunday of the month, the RE Fund. For those of you in person, you may donate food for the Marion Polk Food Share into the little red wagon that will be coming up the aisle. Monetary gifts may be placed in the offering bags being passed and by going to the web page to donate. Thank you for maintaining the community of UUCS and for helping the wider community of Salem.
Sorry, there's nothing worse. Listening to somebody tune their guitar is not as bad as listening to somebody play it out of tune. I promise. Okay, now let's try it again. You know what dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and a dreamer's just the vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, never knowing what's in store, makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shores. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away, till what we put off till tomorrow has now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Well, there's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls, but with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Till the river runs dry.
Please join me in saying the words for giving thanks. They are printed in your order of service. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our many gifts, including these offerings. we take the light of our chalice to light the social justice candle as a symbolic reminder of our connection with this community while we engage with others during the week. As we release the flames from our chalices, let us hear these words by Craig Rowland. As we extinguish this chalice, may we carry its light with us, not as something fragile and distant, but as something we create together. May we leave this place remembering that connection is a sacred act, a conversation, a kindness, a hand reached out when someone feels alone. The world will offer many reasons to turn away from one another. May we choose again and again to move toward each other instead. For even in difficult times, even in moments of grief or uncertainty, we become a light for one another.
All right, first, to start the news of the community, I think it'd be a good idea if George Struble started us off. He's going to come and talk about another aspect of community.
On the south wall of Halibut Hall, there are two large plaques, one honoring bequests to our church, the other honoring gifts made during the donor's lifetime. And today, I am showing off one of them. No, I'm not, because it's at Capitol Manor, having another plate put on to honor Marilyn Glenn, who gave us a very handsome bequest. And I understand that there is another bequest on its way from Walt Laurie, who passed away recently, but that hasn't been received yet. But we appreciate those to do things in the church that the regular budget does not provide. And of course, I'm making this announcement today partly to remind us that we all have the opportunity to make arrangements to provide for gifts like this when it's time. I'm not very subtle, am I? Thank you.
Thank you, George. So, for some of us, we keep thinking, oh yeah, I'll think about that in 5, 10, 20 years. And then what I'm noticing is that those 5, 10, 20 years keep getting closer and closer to when I really need to make a decision about this. I don't like that idea, but I guess it happens. Thank you, George. Other things to note, after the potluck today, there's going to be here in the sanctuary, Bob, you're as finance chair, and at least, and people from the finance committee, or I don't know if Steve is here as the treasurer, are going to be talking about the proposed budget that we will be voting on, that you all will be voting on at the June 14th business meeting. So if you have any thoughts or questions, or would like to see a preview of what that's going to look like for 26, 27, after you've had some lovely lunch and cake, come in here and you can hear about that. Other things to note, let's see here. Today, or this coming week is pretty sort of basic. There's a spiritual meditation group. Social justice is happening on Wednesday. There's a choir rehearsal on June 4th and Dances of Universal Peace on the 5th. And then next Sunday, we end our liturgical year through the tradition of a flower communion. This is a really cool experience. So please bring in a flower from your yard. It can even be a dandelion. It doesn't matter. from your yard, or if you go to Saturday Market, grab some flowers, bring it in. As you come in, there will be a large bouquet which you'll place your flower in. If for some reason you forget, no worries, there will be flowers to pick from. We'll bring the flowers in, we'll celebrate them, we'll talk about flourishing, and then we will end the flowers as we go out. Also is happening in June is the women's, there's both, we have to say both. There's the men's retreat, which is happening, the 12th through the 14th, that weekend. And then the women's retreat is happening the following weekend, the 19th through the 21st. Jean is right here. Jean, why don't you raise your hand so you, oh, and she would actually like to come and make a quick announcement to update. Is this what you're hinting at? Well, come up then.
Hello. I just wanted to make a quick announcement about the women's retreat. We had extended the deadline we were thinking it was going to be all the way up to the 10th. But we heard from the retreat center that they would like to have our information by the 5th. So we do have openings. If you have not considered signing up, please join us. It is not 4 to a room, it is 3 to a room. So if that helps at all, but we would still love to have you join us. Please consider it.
How many people do we need?
We need at least 2 more people to make we need a few more people to make that, so we'll go with that. But yes, we would love to see you there. Thank you.
So less than 10. Five people would be great. Okay, cool. All right, nice. And it's going to be at the coast this year, which will be fun. I always think that's a good choice. I think it's happening at the place where I went to outdoor school. I'm not 100% sure, but I am curious to see. So I think that is about it, unless I'm missing anything else of importance that anyone wants to point out. Okay, sounds good. Sounds like we're going to then do the closing hymn, number 323, Break Not the Circle. And for this, if you will, please rise and bow to your spirit or voice. Thank you.
I invite you to join me in saying our closing words, which are printed in your order of service or up behind me. You can choose to join hands with those near you, touch elbows, or simply gesture toward each other, whatever is right for you. May faith in the Spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, and love for the sacred in one another be ours now and in all the days to come. Blessed be.